Alright, today we're going to be working on the old hot rod. My 74 Ford Torino, or Grand Torino Elite. We got a couple different things to do. We got wheel cylinders, because the bleeders on both of them won't move, and if I tried freeing them up, I'm sure they just snap off. So I got no rear brakes. The front brakes have been gone through, all new calipers and stuff like that. And I tried bleeding them through just the line, but it wasn't enough to get all the air out. So I'm hardly getting any, if at all, any braking to the rear. Then the other day when I went to get a score carbon and intake, apparently I had either forgotten to tighten these all the way or torque them, because the wheel fell off. Luckily it was at low speeds. Wheel just came off it and went right up into the fender here. See how it's a little crinkled? This is after I straightened it all out though. Got a kink there. But I wasn't too worried about it because I already got two all new quarters, full quarters for it that will get put on at some point in its life, but I didn't want it looking totally crappy, so I just straightened it out a little bit. But so we got a new lug stud for the one that broke off, all new lug nuts, wheel cylinders, and U-joints, because we also got U-joint getting that telltale click, low speed click when it's when you're just kind of going slow and coasting just off idle. Then we got a line lock too. See how far we get today, but it's pretty hot today, and we got pretty good chances of rain, so we'll see how much we can get done before the rain comes. Alright, wheels off, drums off. Time to just get all the hardware and shoes off and everything like that. These were replaced. Let's see, there's just from dragging on one side though, really. I'm not sure why. Especially when the brakes weren't working. But knock this out and get that replaced. Get all this stuff off. Replace that wheel cylinder and do the other side. Then we'll bleed the brakes and on to whatever else we need to do. All the lines have been replaced, so that's good. At least now it's just bleeding. So won't be a major undertaking, but just time lapse it real quick. And that right there was our problem. See, these things are just totally rusted to where it's dang near round. So there was no getting that loose, and the whole thing is just really, really cruddy. And they were leaking as well, so just all kinds of not good. Yeah, that one's full of junk. So I know you can rebuild these things, but for as cheap as they are, it just don't make any sense. You know, for only a couple dollars. If it was a one-of-a-kind part that was really expensive or hard to find or something like that, then it would make sense to rehab them. But for just as generic and off-the-shelf parts as these are, $2 or something like that on Rock Auto. Rock Auto, please sponsor me. You guys are awesome. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me anyway, to rebuild them. So, all right, we'll get the wire wheel, get this thing cleaned up, get all this gunk off there, get the new one on, and get it all slapped back together and do the other side. Then we'll get these brakes bled and on to the next thing. Alright, let's get her put back together. Got it cleaned up enough for what I need to do with it. Or good enough for me anyway, that's all that matters. Alright. We got the right side here. Appears that we don't. The wrong one. Grab the other one. There we go. That's the one. Shiny new wheel cylinder, fits right in place. cord. But I just threw the stud in, put the washer on, a little bit of grease, grabbed the old lug nut, and just zipping it onto the impact. Slowly pulling it into place. Let's go get the heavy equipment. Apparently I was recording all that in time lapse, so we'll see what that looks like. Almost. 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 Whew. Looks like it may have started to chew the threads up a little bit. It still ain't quite all the way there. There we go. Loosey goosey. A little too much. There we go. All right, now the other side. Pretty new acorn lug nuts, my favorite type. Oh yeah. Let's do the other side. Well, got it all done, put back together, but with one issue. So this wheel cylinder is the same as the other side, meaning that the brake line inlet should be on this side, not the side that it's on. So I checked the box. They both had different part numbers, but Rock Auto apparently, or just the manufacturer, put two in two different boxes. So good thing is whoever did the brakes, guessing the kid I got it from, left quite a bit of extra line, so I was able to just kind of bend it and bend it around, get it in there, get it snugged up. So now on to bleeding. Alright, let's get after these U-joints. Alright, got the clips out. Socket. There we go. Go inside. Or both sides there anyway. Let that out. Old one, non-greasable, no good. See there, those are getting pretty crummy. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, I just beat the hell out of it, but it's not smooth. slid into place here. U-bolt, U-bolt, and one. Snugged up, everything's on. In park, so we can't test it, but all right. Get this thing on the ground, go for a rip around the block. Ugh. See if we fixed it or made it worse. All right, well, I'm done. I'm not doing the line lock today. I'm too wore out, it's too hot, too sweaty. Now I'm too tired. But we got the wheel cylinders done on the rear. So we actually have rear brakes. Got them bled to help my lovely assistant. Then I got U-joints done, new U-joints, drive shaft, and then all new chrome lug nuts. Ooh, ah, ee. I like them. I prefer the chrome acorns over the other ones. Plus, I was missing some, so I didn't have a full set anyway, but real cheap on Rock Auto. That's the way to go. Like I said, I went to a couple different auto parts stores trying to find lug nuts. Man, it seemed like they're just half by 20s are just as rare as hen's teeth unless you want to pay out the wazoo for them. They had a set there that was like, it was a set of 20, but it wanted like $85, and they were locking lug nuts and everything else and stuff I'm not interested in. But if I wanted to buy them in like a pack of 5, it was like $20. I'd be spending like $80 for just a set of lug nuts on this car, which is, no, too much. No do. But got on Rock Auto. 3 days later, had these. They were 54 cents a piece or something like that. Came in a pack of 20. You know, you do the math. It was dirt cheap. And they're, like I said, the ones I preferred, the ones I actually want. So, yeah. So the old hot rod is, we didn't do any upgrades or anything, just some routine maintenance that was behind and needed done, some new U-joints and things like that. But so we'll take this thing for a spin now, make sure we got rid of that U-joint click that I was certain is what it was, and also check the brakes, because those were pretty sketchy for a while there with just only front brakes on something that you want to go balls to the wall every time you ride it. So get this shut. Hood prop. Next thing we really need to do is actually some even more major upkeep than just that stuff, but that's important. We got some rust here, but like I said, it's been kind of putting it off because, well, it hasn't really been an issue, but bumper mount finally went out. You can see it's completely separated here. This was actually completely crunched in when I got the car, and I used my porta power to push it back out so that it was kind of more in the shape and not quite so ugly. But so, well, she needs quite a bit of rust repair in the rear end here. I did quite a bit with all the floors. Almost the entire floor had to come out, but it's as you can see, there's not a whole lot left. I mean, we're just pretty close to just dropping stuff on the highway. Yeah, that stuff that needs to come out. So yeah, next major thing would be trunk pan and a bumper tuck, same as I did with the front here. So front bumper was actually not on it at all when I got it because it had completely rusted off. But anybody that knows anything about these 70s cars, mid to late 70s, this bumper normally is like way out here from the factory. So since I had the opportunity, I tucked it in. It's solid as can be. Welded in some new mounts, took out that whole bumper support and tucked that in, and that gives it a lot better look. Much more sleek, follows all the lines a lot better. Done that on a handful of these mid-70s Fords that I've had. I had a 75 Montego, totaled that car, miss it terribly. So I found this. It's the same color and everything. So I scooped this up. 74 Ford Grand Torino Elite. But this one said pretty rusty. So now we're going to do the rear, do the bumper tuck in the rear, and trunk pan in a future video here pretty soon. When it's not so dang hot, I hate welding when it's hot. I hate doing anything when it's this hot, but welding especially is a nightmare, and I do not enjoy any bit of it. I've got their little pink unicorn kids. So yeah, let's take it for a spin, see what happens. See what all right, 1974 Ford Grand Torino Elite, 400 cubic inch, C6 automatic. Built C6, got a manual valve body, shift kit. so have to put that brake in. So we can fix that, but at least they are working now and not leaking. So there it is, around the block. Everything's fixed. Woohoo!